This is the story of a survivor. He is a remarkable human, and I am truly honored to get to have him here.
My name is Baron Lee. I'm also known as the Asian 50 Cent. At the age of 3, the authorities were called out to my family's home. When the police arrived, I had burn wounds covering both of my arms and my legs, and I was barely alive. During their investigation, they had discovered that my parents had burned me with a clothing iron.
He ended up marrying a woman named Sharon Kelly. By January of 2011, they ended up leaving Vegas and going back to Washington, where Sharon was originally from. And it was there that they had their son, Arik Dragon Lee. Right before their son was born, Sharon ended up getting in an argument with their OBGYN. Because of this, she went to a midwife birthing center. And when it came to his actual birth, it actually went very smooth. He was born perfectly healthy. However, just a few days after taking him home from the hospital, they noticed that he was starting to turn yellow and develop jaundice. They called the birthing center to ask what to do. And they were told that all they had to do was put baby Arik in some sunlight. They were first-time parents, so they just trusted that this was the best advice. However, by day 8, he wasn't getting any better. So they ended up taking him to their family doctor, who took a look at Arik, and the first thing he told them was that they needed to bring him to the emergency room at Seattle Children's Hospital right away.
Basically, they told us that Arik had a severe case of hyperbilirubin. They said my son's bilirubin levels were a level 47, the highest that anybody has seen at that hospital. Comes to find out that when the birthing center sent a nurse to do a genetic testing on my son when he was a day old, left the lab sample in the back of her car for a week. So they didn't know anything about him until we came into the hospital, and they discovered that he had a genetic disorder called galactosemia, which did not allow his body to break down galactose, which is found in lactose. We had been feeding Arik breast milk, so basically he was being poisoned and we hadn't known. But because the bilirubin levels were so high, it caused severe brain damage to him. But fortunately, he did survive, but he did end up with a form of cerebral palsy called dystonia, so he's never going to be able to walk or talk, communicate the way you and I do. We also went and sued the birthing center for their negligence. However, because they were just a birthing center and not a major hospital, their insurance company had a maximum payout of $1 million.